So it could be, I've seen this used really powerfully in a plenary. You know, the last slide is, okay, we've done the lesson. The lesson objective was this. Now you tell me how well you understood that, okay? And you can rate that on the rating scale on your remote. So 10 if you're really confident, 1 if you need help. This is the teacher remote that I've been using here. This is quite nice in terms of you can be quite flexible with your questions. So far all these questions have been pre-planned. I can actually ask questions on the spot as we go through. So for example, I might just say to you guys now, yes or no, was lunch good today? Okay. So have a look at your remote now. Yes or no has been sent to you. You can now immediately give your answer and send me some data right back. And immediately I've got a snapshot of how you guys sit with how we're doing. And we can leave the graph on here and watch this change, and people change their mind. But you've got that kind of ability just to be able to shout out questions and be quite flexible in your class. It's not every lesson that follows the lesson plan. You need to be able to have the ability to just shout out answers and get you guys involved. On we go. So benefits for the learner. What we found in the UK was that it did increase engagement. You're going to have to be involved. You may be asked a question spontaneously at any point. I used to be teaching geography, and occasionally I would shout out a maths question just to change the tone of everything and keep people on their toes because they never knew what was going. So they had to be engaged, hopefully. It can confirm understanding. We're participating without speaking. The flip side of that is actually using the data to encourage speaking, to actually take the data as a first and then get a discussion off the back of that. You're getting the immediate feedback. You can be anonymous and hopefully it's more interesting. Okay, that's certainly what the students say. Okie dokie, just as an aside, just to finish, this little section here, you can actually use Qwizdom to turn your PowerPoints into a game and make the session competitive. Okay, again, the students love this. So we can now actually say, okay, this next question, rather than just take your data, I'm actually going to see who gets there fastest and who's correct. And if you're correct and the fastest, your car's going to go shooting off, okay? So who's feeling competitive? Grab your remote. At this point, you see the competitive ones because they get their remotes out and they're good to go. Okay, this first question's a bit tricky, but the first person there is going to see their number in lights, so it might be worth getting this one right. Here we go. What's the next number in this sequence? Have a go at that one. Okay, there you go, 70% in. So rather than just showing the data here, oh, what's going on here? Rather than just showing the data there, I'm actually going to show it as a game that the software will do this for me, and it will show me that remote 19, your remote numbers are in the top right. Who's remote 19? Oh no. Ladies and gentlemen, can I just say that's a big disappointment because this guy actually owns this presentation, so he knows the answer. So if you can just look at him and just kind of give him a disapproving look, you know. He's gone red, which is what I'd hope would happen, but he's let himself down and he's let me down, so I think he knows that. Okay, but there you go, there's his time, remarkably quick, 2.42, there's his top score. Well done remote 57 by the way, you were the real winner there. Okay, well done, yeah, you'd be loud and proud. And there you go, and what I can do is hit 3 and actually go to the track and it shows me how you're doing. Now it's taking your answers from the presentation all the way through. So it tells me that 22, 120, 27, 69, 83, okay, they've all been paying attention and doing really, really well in this lesson. Finish off there, you'll notice that your remotes have switched off. Okay, now what it does is it actually shuts down and it's just going to retain that data for me. So when I come out of PowerPoint, what I'm just going to show you here, I mentioned at the start, it's always good, I think, when you're showing technology to show the work that goes into it, to be able to actually do what I did there. And what this actually does is part of the PowerPoint, what our software actually sticks itself into PowerPoint there. It's just an add in the toolbar that you can then manipulate. So you actually, teachers can use the PowerPoints they already have. And we've got a ton on our website of examples of where they've done that. And they can actually, all they actually do is label the slide for the type of interactivity they want the remotes to have. So in other words, to create that slide there, the geography one, I'd actually have to have it looking as I wanted, so that's got nothing to do with Qwizdom. But then this is the Qwizdom part, I label it what type of interactivity I want. So obviously that's a multiple choice. I tell it how many options I want appearing on the remote, and I actually mark it there, and then I weigh it in terms of point value. And then the system can actually mark your questions for you and give you data back. So it's built to be a very easy kind of piece of software to use. There's no real learning curve there, especially if you're already away with PowerPoint or Keynote if you have Macs. So what we can do here is if I just come out here, I'll just show you where our data went, because this is the kind of useful time-saving side of it. If I can find the file, here we go. So it's automatically saved it for me there, and I can actually, as a teacher, when you guys have gone home, and I want to actually evaluate how my session went, or prove to parents what we did that term, or show it to my head teacher or the coordinator, what it will actually do is give me the report back. And all I have to do is open it up, and there's various ways of looking at that data. You can look at it within Excel, you can look at different styles of answers, and here I can go through and see, right, okay, we're pretty good with our geography, a bit shaky with what happens next, not too bad with fractions, and here I can kind of, I can make this do what I want it to do. I can go and actually see a list view and find out the people that were getting those questions and struggling with them, or where that's coming. So for me as a teacher, that was great evaluation for my session, because I would just print that out, get my highlighter off, right, this is where we're doing well, this is where we're not doing quite so well, and if I wanted to, I could actually drill down and find out the exact students and how they were doing, and this is actually contributing to some students' grades and so on. Thanks a lot for that session. I hope it was interesting of sorts, and I hope you enjoyed a bit of interaction.